What is going on, YouTube? My name is Amy Adams. I'm a registered dietitian and bikini bodybuilder, coming at you today with my top 3 foods for building muscle. And just to cue you in, this isn't going to be a video on me telling you to eat steak, chicken, tuna, eggs, all those things. Some of them might surprise you. So I'm coming at it from a standpoint as a dietitian, looking at both micronutrients and macronutrients to help you feel stronger and more powerful in the gym. As always, if you like any of my content, please like, subscribe, all the things. I will be eternally grateful. And let's get started. Okay, so the first food that I want to talk to you about, which is great for muscle growth, is, drumroll please, cottage cheese. So cottage cheese, I know it's like a big thing on social media right now. Everyone's telling you to put cottage cheese in everything. And I'm not here to tell you that. If anything, I mostly eat cottage cheese as cottage cheese alone or with some berries or granola, etc., which I'll talk about a little bit later. But cottage cheese is really great for muscle building. It is high in something called casein. So casein is a slow digesting protein. And as such, we want to consume casein likely more closer to bedtime. And this is because at bedtime, we still need protein. We still need amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, to continuously fuel our muscles so that they don't break down overnight. So as a slow digesting protein, as the name suggests, casein will do just that. It's slow digesting to give you a steady stream of amino acids throughout the night. So typically I recommend people consume this 1 to 2 hours before bed, which is what I usually do. Casein is also, or cottage cheese rather, is also pretty high in an amino acid called leucine. And leucine is arguably the most important amino acid for building muscle. Leucine in the body turns on a switch for something called mTOR. And mTOR is what is the helps to continue the pathway of muscle building. So it's kind of flipping the switch, telling your body to start building new muscle. So with leucine, it is not only turning on that switch, but it's also kind of the raw materials for building muscle as well. So you get a double whammy there with the slow digesting protein as well as the leucine. Just to tell you guys about different types of protein. So if you are consuming whey protein, so like in a whey-based shake, protein shake, that is a fast digesting protein. So typically you don't want to consume whey closer to nighttime. You could, but it's more likely to be beneficial surrounding your workout, either before or after. But casein, you want to have more closer to bedtime. The ways that I like to consume my cottage cheese, my new favorite way is just to have a bowl of cottage cheese. I usually use some kind of sweetener, either honey or maple syrup, just a little bit of a drizzle. Granola. I like fruit. I like pumpkin seeds, which are really high in magnesium, and I'll talk about those maybe a little bit later. So all of those things together kind of give you the perfect combination of a snack for bedtime. So my number one food for building muscle is cottage cheese. Best kind I've found so far is the Hood low fat. It's in like a baby blue container. Perfection. All right, so my next favorite food for building muscle is, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack over this, sardines. So hear me out on this one. I know sardines are an acquired taste, and it did take me a while to like sardines myself, probably about 6 months of continually eating them before I got used to the taste, and now I can actually eat them on their own. So a couple things about sardines. Super high in protein. A can of sardines gives you about 20 to 25 grams. So that's a good source of protein. They're also high in leucine, which I mentioned when I was talking about cottage cheese. Is very good for muscle building. It helps to turn on muscle protein synthesis. They're also considerably high in omega-3s. And omega-3s, specifically DHA and EPA, which we get from fish, help not only with building muscle in general, but they help with reducing inflammation. It helps us to repair the muscle that we're breaking down and building new muscle. Talking about omega-3s, because they are high in omega-3s, as well as zinc, vitamin D, and a few other nutrients like our healthy fats in general, it helps to support healthy testosterone levels. And testosterone is arguably one of the greatest hormones in our body for building muscle. So sardines are super great for supporting testosterone and hormone health as well. Because some sardines, or most tin sardines, contain the bones like in the spine, which again, a lot of people don't like. It's an acquired taste. I get it. They contain vitamin D, so not a lot of foods are high in vitamin D. There's very small amounts that are high in vitamin D. Sardines are one of them, as well as we're getting calcium from the bones as well. So super important. Calcium helps with muscle contraction, bone health, and strength and endurance in the gym as well. The other benefit for sardines, they're very cost effective. So you get a small tin of sardines, very cost effective. So you're not spending a ton of money on steaks and other sources of protein that might not be as packed with a punch, have all those nutrients that I just mentioned. So number 2 is sardines. Love me or hate me, I don't care. All right, so my third food for building muscle, my top food is potatoes. So potatoes are very rich in carbohydrates. I think they get a bad rap because of that. But if you watched my last video on the mistakes I made while trying to build muscle, you'll know that carbs are our friends when it comes to building muscles and not our foes. So potatoes are a high quality carbohydrate. They help to restore our glycogen storage, which glycogen is what we're mainly banking on when we are lifting weights. That is our fuel source. So super helpful for refilling our glycogen storage. Potatoes are also pretty high in potassium, which is an electrolyte. So if you don't want to spend a ton of money on electrolyte packets, LMNT, all of those things, potatoes are a good source of potassium, helps with hydration, helps with blood pressure control and regulation, and a bunch of different things such as muscle contraction. So very important. And potatoes are surprisingly very satiating and nutrient dense. I think I have read a study or a paper recently saying that they are one of the most satiating foods, meaning that they really pack a punch when it comes to keeping you full. So if you're trying to add on muscle without gaining a ton of weight and helping with appetite regulation, potatoes could really be your friend in the game. So don't count potatoes out. Love them, my little spuds. All right, so that is it. You have my top 3 foods: cottage cheese, sardines, and potatoes. 2 bonus foods that I want to throw in that I'm loving right now. The first is pumpkin seeds. So pumpkin seeds are super high in magnesium, also have some healthy fats in them. Magnesium really helps with neurotransmitters, specifically improving GABA, which is a neurotransmitter which helps us to sleep well. So throwing on the pumpkin seeds to your yogurt bowl, your cottage cheese bowl at night is perfect. My other food that I wanted to throw in, my little bonus food, is 70% or greater dark chocolate, dark cocoa. And again, this is a rich source of magnesium. 70% or more is better than any other kind because it is going to be richer in flavonols. And flavonols are antioxidants that help with improving our inflammation in our body. It also helps with sleep quality. The magnesium in that source of rich dark chocolate is going to help with our sleep quality for the reasons I just mentioned when I talked about pumpkin seeds. So throw those into your yogurt bowl, your cottage cheese as well, or eat them on their own. I also like having rice cakes with some kind of nut butter with some dark chocolate chips sprinkled over it. Really, really yummy. All right, so there you have it, guys. Those are my top 3 foods for muscle building right now, and 2 bonus ones that I threw in there for you. I really want to come at you guys with some really easy, quick tips that can help you to build muscle. So if you are enjoying my content, it really helps if you like, subscribe, comment, all the things. I'll be forever grateful, and I'll catch you in the next one.